All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight discussion video. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. The main event, Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. First off, I got to say shout out to all the fighters on this card. This was a good card. Another UFC Fight Night card that, to me, was better than some of the pay-per-view cards. And this was the second. This is the second UFC Fight Night card in a row that was headlined by women. That was better than some of the pay-per-view cards. Hey, I said it. So the haters, they can hush on this one because this card had good fights, a lot of finishes on the main card. Amanda Lemos and Virna Jandiroba, they're two ranked strawweights with good wins. So I knew that this was going to be a good fight card. And, these two fighters, they put in the work. So for all y'all casual fans, y'all got to start doing research on these WMMA fighters, because if you do that, then you'll be a lot happier when you watch these fights. All right. So with that out of the way, I wanted to pick Amanda Lemos. I really did. I was really this close to picking Amanda Lemos, but there was just something about her even going into this fight that, to me, I had to just stick with Virna. I said, you know what? Let me stick with Virna in this one, because I just feel like Virna is getting better as a fighter. She's looking more fluid and she's looking more so well-rounded. The movement, the strength, the hands, it's all coming together for her. I know some people said that, oh, she's just fighting lower level fighters, that's why she looks good. But no, man, like, her skills, they're really coming together. So I knew she wasn't going to be a sitting target. In her ground game, I already knew that was going to be too much. So that's two things already against Amanda Lemos right there. The fact that Virna Jandiroba can move on her feet now, and the fact that her ground game is her best weapon, and that's Amanda Lemos' weakness right now, right? Amanda looked good in some of her submission wins and some of her jiu-jitsu moments, but when you're talking Virna on the ground, I already knew that, okay, when this thing goes to the ground, Lemos, she might get drowned in this fight, all right? But real quick, going back looking at the fight, first round right away, a lot of stance switching from Amanda Lemos. It already kind of made me feel like, or made me think that she was uncomfortable already and didn't really have a plan just to chop Virna down with a jab or a low kick. She just kept switching stances. Like she didn't know what approach to take. Like, was she going to land the right hand? Was she setting up a left head kick, a straight left hand? What? I didn't know. So I think that kind of made Virna a little bit more comfortable, because she didn't find it frustrating. So she went right in. She shot in for a double, got put in a guillotine, but easily weathered the guillotine. Got top control on Lemos for a little bit, just showcased her physical strength, her good ground positioning. Lemos did get a nice reversal, and she scrambled back up. Both fighters had some nice scrambles in the first round. They really did, and they had a nice scramble where they both went into a knee bar attempt for each other. But I think Lemos kind of did this mostly just to kind of shake up Virna so she could get back to her feet. And when she was able to get another reversal, Lemos did land a good elbow on Virna and opened up a cut over the right eye. But back on the feet, Virna, she just stuck to Lemos like glue, stayed on her back, and just controlled her on the cage. So the round started to be the round started off competitive, but I had to give it to Virna just off of ground control and the takedown. Second round, Amanda Lemos, again, I don't know what she was doing on the feet. She just looked too slow. The striking overall wasn't looking too sharp. Her jab was non-existent once again. She wasn't really like throwing like the little pity pat shots, like I said. Wasn't really being quick on her feet. She was just kind of flat-footed once again, where she was just an easy target. Timing was going to have to be her best thing, but even then, like, I don't think she was really getting Virna's timing down, because Virna was moving too much for her. If she was going to stand like this, she was going to need to have that hard offense where she would put forward, some hard pressure and just land some hard shots, or she was going to have to set traps for quick counters. It was going to be either one or the other if she was going to be flat-footed like this. But her best shot came was whenever she threw a good uppercut on Virna Jandiroba. Whenever Virna like went to shoot, she did land a good uppercut, but Virna shook it off. She didn't back down. She went back to her movement on the balls of her feet and just backed Lemos into the cage and shot again for another takedown. On the third attempt, she got a takedown. And even though she wound up on the bottom, she was able to re-roll Lemos over to get her back and go for the rear naked choke. And here I thought the rear naked was coming, because she was just cranking Lemos's neck. She had a tight triangle around her waist. And Lemos was just, getting grinded. She didn't really have an answer for this. Like, she couldn't land those shots behind the head. She was just getting grinded out. But Lemos survived it. She survived it. But the thing was that I didn't see coming was that quickness of Virna on the ground. Now, I know she's good, but the way she just like transitioned real quick, the way she brought her right leg around and transitioned into an arm bar, it was so quick. Lemos didn't even see it coming, and boom, Next thing I know, Virna's twisting that thing and Lemos is tapping. So beautiful finish for Virna Jandiroba. Second round submission via armbar. And it was just a beautiful transition from the back, man. I got to go back and look at that thing again. But just the way she was able to sweep around with her right leg and put it around Lemos and just isolate that arm so quick. It just shows you the level of skill on the ground that Virna Jandiroba has. Like, Lemos is okay. You know, she's good. But this just shows you that, you know, Virna, her jiu-jitsu is next level. Like, it's just not the little fundamentals here and there. You know, she's really good with it. You know, she's really good at that. So, yeah, good job on Virna. Much improved. You know, she's looking even more dangerous in there. Everything an MMA fighter is supposed to look like right now. That's all I got to say about Virna. I'm not trying to overrate her, but I just see a lot of growth in her as far as how she throws her strikes. You know, she throws them just to get her takedowns. She's really incorporating her wrestling too as well. You know, that's one thing that's been impressing me of Virna Jandiroba. So yeah, good on her, good improvements. So now that's 4 in a row for Virna. That's Angela Hill, Marina Rodriguez, Lupe Godinez, and Lemos, a former challenger. Title shot. I mean, hey, it's looking like a go. It's looking like a go from this seat, man, because again, I know Suarez is number 1, but that's 4 in a row for Virna. And these are good wins too. You know what I mean? Like, these are really good wins from Angela Hill to Marina to a prospect like Lupe, then a former title challenger. That's 4 in a row after a year off, you know, where she had to take a little bit of time off from, you know, letting her knee heal. And she jumped right back in there against, you know, a tough fighter like Lemos. And then you just factor in the skill sets, you know, the improvements she's been making. Like, now's the time. You know, now it's kind of looking like the time. So I could see her jumping ahead of Suarez right now. Look, I love Suarez, but the way Virna's looking, man, I could see her getting in there right now, and I wouldn't argue. Weili versus Virna, it looks and sounds good. But if not, if they don't do it, then, hey, they could always reschedule Suarez versus Virna, Suarez versus Jandiroba, because that was a good fight to schedule in the first place. That was the fight I really wanted to see, because that would be a good test for Suarez as far as, you know, her comeback into the game. You know, she's had 2 wins since she's been back against Andrade and Montana, but this is the type of fighter that she really needs to fight to really get her back into the mix. Fight a well-rounded fighter like this, because since Suarez has been gone, she hasn't really had a chance to fight one of these improved fighters like Virna. So if not, man, they might have to let these 2 fight for the title now, because again, 4 in a row. Yeah, I would like to see a title eliminated between these 2, you know, between Suarez and Virna. I'm not trying to knock Suarez at this point, but I'm just saying, Virna Jandiroba, she put herself on the map with this win. You know, she really did. As for Amanda Lemos, what's next for her? You know, Amanda's getting older, you know, and this is another loss for her against a higher level fighter. I think that Amanda Lemos still has enough to beat a lot of the C and D girls, maybe even a B- here and there, depending on how the style matchup is. But I just feel like Amanda Lemos right now, at 38, right? 37, 38. I think that she's going to just be a contender now, like, or maybe not even a contender, but like a gatekeeper. And there's no problem with that. You know, we've already seen her fight her way to a title shot. And if she's not able to get a title shot any more times from here, I mean, that's fine. You know, she can finish out her years here at strawweight, or maybe even take a crack at 125. You know, I think she can still beat a lot of these other girls on the come up. She'll be a good test for these girls, you know, as they rise up the ladder. You know, whether it be Yasmin Lucindo, Denise Gomes, Fatima Klein, you know, once these girls climb up, Angela Hill rematch, Jillian Robertson, any of these girls, when they start to get into that top 10, they can take on that Amanda Lemos test. But if Amanda Lemos wants to climb back up and get in there, man, she really needs to work on that rhythm and just start to become more of a fluid boxer. You know, she can't just be flat-footed and wait for fighters to shoot, because her takedown defense isn't the best, and she's not that good on her back anymore. You know, she's just not that good, you know, off of her back. But yeah, going back to Virna, yeah, I mean, I know some people might even think, you know, Yan Xiaonan might be a good fight for her, but, you know, Yan Xiaonan coming off of that loss, she might have to fight down against somebody else. So I think either Virna's ready for the shot from here, or they could make that Suarez fight just to, kind of make it a little bit more interesting here, just to kind of narrow the title challenges down. But if they do make Suarez versus Virna, that's going to make Zhang Weili have to wait a little bit longer. That's why I say, hey, it's got to be one or the other. But right now, Virna's looking good. What do y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. I'm out. Peace.